Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Know Your Data to Item series. In our previous episode, we actually covered items from upgraded accessories section. We covered in our previous episodes Moonshard and Helm of Overlord. And in this episode, we'll start support section items. We'll start with Buckler and we'll see how many of those we can cover today. Let's get with them. Buckler is an item purchasable at base shop under support. We'll be covering additional information, trivia, gallery recent changes, but first let's look at this card view. It costs 425 gold, which includes recipe cost 250 gold, sell value is 212.5 gold, passive abilities Buckler Aura, bonus is +1 armor. It's not shareable, you cannot disassemble it, and it does not give you any usage alert either. And this recipe needs Ring of Protection and then recipe cost that makes Buckler. And this gets used in other recipes which we will cover in our upcoming episodes, in our future episodes. So for now, let's get to it. Okay, let's just mention what those items are. This gets used in Assault Quest, Vladimir's Offering, and Guardian's Grease. Now get to additional information. With Buckler Aura, item grants a total of 3 armor to wielder. Okay. And this ability, Buckler Aura, grants 2 armor to pair units. It affects allies. It's an aura ability. Against 2 armor to pair units. Radius 1200, armor bonus is 2. So this 2 and 1 is 3. Linger, aura linger duration is 0.5 seconds. And it cannot dispel it either. Multiple instances of Buckler Aura can stack. Fully stacks with other sources of Buckler-based items. Armor Aura. Okay. Only affects players' controlled units. Okay. Does not affect invulnerable units. Aura's buff lingers for 0.5 seconds, which we saw earlier. In transition from Dota, so moving on to trivia. In transition from Dota to Dota 2, item's name was changed from Nathrizim Buckler to simply Buckler. Okay, this is because Nathrizim being a race of demons called Dreadlords in Warcraft lore. Okay. So this is how it looks. And recent changes in San Pantunan versions now grant 1 armor bonus, increased recipe cost from 200 to 50, total cross increase from 375 to 425. In San Pantuit versions no longer builds into mechanism, now builds into following items: Guardian Gears, Vladimir's Offering. In San Pantu 7 versions no longer builds into Vladimir Offerings, which is changed in the 7.28 versions where it's being used in Vladimir's Offering. And the 7.27 versions now builds into mechanism. In 7.28 versions it changed back to does not build into mechanism. Item cost changes, increased Ring of Protection cost from 150 to 175, which stays true still. The reduced recipe cost from 225 to 200, which is again increased in 7.29 versions to 250. And total grant cost remains 275, which is again moved up to 425 gold in 7.29 versions and onwards. So this was about Buckler. Now let's move on to Headdress. It is an item purchasable at base shop under support. we'll be covering additional information, ability, recommended heroes, trivia, recent changes. First, we know drill. Let's look at this card view. It costs 425 gold, which includes recipe cost. Sell value is 212.5 gold. Passive abilities regeneration aura. Bonus is plus 0.5 health regeneration. It's not shareable. You cannot disassemble it, and it does not give you any usage alert either. Recipe looks like this. Okay, recipe requires a ring of regen and recipe, which makes headdress, and this gets used in mechanism and type of insect, which we will cover in future episodes. Moving on to additional information, with regeneration aura, item grants a total of 2.5 health regeneration to wielder. And ability regeneration aura, abilities aura affects only allies. Grants 2 health regeneration to allies, radius is 1200, health regeneration bonus is 2, aura linger duration is 0.5 seconds. Illusion notes bestows and benefits from aura as well. Multiple instances of regeneration aura from same source do not stack. Fully stacks with other sources of headdresses, base items, health regeneration aura. Can regenerate up to 120 health in 1 minute. Wow. Does not affect words, buildings, and invulnerable units. An aura buff lingers for 0.5 seconds, which you saw as well. Recommended heroes list: Bounty Hunter, Shen, Omni Knight, Jakiro, and Io. In Dota, looking into trivia section, headdress was known as headdress of rejuvenation. Yeah. In recent changes, in 7.35 version, no longer builds into Holy Locket. In 7.29 version, now grants 0.5 health regeneration bonus, stays true. And 7.28 versions now builds into Holy Locket, which is changed into 7.35 versions and onward. No longer built into Holy Locket. So this was about headdress. Now let's move on to Ring of Basilius. Is an item purchasable at base shop under support. We'll be covering additional information, ability, recommended heroes, trivia, galleries, and changes. First, card view. It costs 425 gold, which includes 250 recipe cost. Sell value is 212.5 gold. Passive ability is Basilius Aura. Bonus is 0.5 mana regeneration. And it's not shareable. You cannot disassemble it. Does not give you any usage for usage alert rather. And it requires Sage's Mask along with recipe, which makes Ring of Basilius, which gets used into Arcane Boots and Vladimir's Offering, which we'll cover in our future episodes. Moving on to additional information, with Basilius Aura, item grants a total of 1.5 mana regeneration to wielder. Ability Basilius Aura, it's an aura, affects allies, grants 1 mana regeneration to allies. Radius is 1200, mana regeneration bonus 1, aura lingers 0.5, illusion notes, bestows and benefits from aura as well. Multiple instances of Basilius Aura from same source do not stack. Okay. Fully stacks with other sources of Ring of Basilius based items, mana regeneration aura. Okay. Can regenerate up to 60 mana in 1 minute. Wow. Okay. Does not affect invulnerable units. Aura's bluff lingers for 2.5 seconds. Recommended heroes list: Abaddon, Bristleback, Enigma, Medusa, Mirana. Heroes with moderate mana concerns often buy Ring of Basilius in laning phase. Okay. And trivia section. Trivia. We can see Basilius is derived from Greek word Basileus, meaning king or emperor. Uh, Emperor. Gallery. That's how it looks. The recent changes in 7.35 versions now builds into Arcane Boots, no longer builds into Halo Discord. In 7.29c, reduced mana regeneration bonus from 0.6 to 0.5, which stays true still. In 7.29 version, grants 0.6 mana regeneration bonus, which is again reduced to 0.5 from 7.29c version and onwards. Reduced Basilius Aura mana regeneration bonus from 1.4 to 1, which stays true still. So this was about Ring of Basilius. Now let's move on to Shadows as well. In our next episode, we will move on from Tranquil Butch and see how many of them can be covered in our next episode. Until then, be good to yourself and everybody around you, both in game and out of game. Last but not least, good game everybody. Good game.